In this video, I'll show you how to connect a PlayStation DualShock 4 controller to a PC via Bluetooth and get in-game PlayStation controller icons when using Steam. The first thing we need to do is connect the DualShock controller to the PC via Bluetooth. You will need built-in Bluetooth or a USB adapter installed on the PC. Go to your Start menu and click on Settings. Look for Devices and click on it to open Device Settings. You should be on the Bluetooth and Other Devices page. Click on Add Bluetooth or Other Device at the top. In the Add a Device window, select Bluetooth. Pick up your DualShock controller, then press and hold the PlayStation button and the Share button until the light flashes white. Back on the PC, in the Add a Device window, the controller will appear as a wireless controller. Select it to pair to the PC. Click Done to close the window. The blue light will stay on the controller to show it's connected. You will now see the controller listed in the Devices page. Close Settings, as we don't need it anymore. Next, install DS4 Windows, open a web browser, and go to the DS4 Windows website. Link is in the description below. Click on the Download button. Once downloaded, open the file. Now extract the files from the zip file. Click the Extract All button in the Compressed Tools tab. Then click the Browse button to select where to extract the files to. I chose Documents. Once the files have been extracted to the Documents folder, open the folder so we can open DS4 Windows. Find the DS4 Windows application file, double-click to run. Close the DS4 Windows folder and the web browser. These are not needed anymore. Now install the 6GM bus driver by clicking the Step 1 button in the Setup window. Follow the Setup Wizard steps by clicking Next, agree to the terms and conditions, and click Next again. Click Finish once it's installed to close the Setup Wizard. The Step 1 button should now say Install Complete. Next, install the optional Step 4 Hide driver. Follow the Setup Wizard steps by clicking Next, agree to the terms and conditions, and click Next again. Click Finish once installed to close the Setup Wizard. To complete the installation, restart the PC. Once the PC has restarted, open DS4 Windows application again from the Documents folder. Next, reconnect the DualShock 4 controller to the PC. Press the PlayStation button on the controller. The blue light will show it's connected. The controller will now appear in DS4 Windows. First, look at the DS4 Windows Settings tab. Make sure Hide DS4 Controller is unticked. Also in Settings, you can open the Setup window if needed again by clicking the Controller Driver Setup link on the right. Now create a profile for the controller. It will be assigned the default profile. Do not edit the default profile. Duplicate the profile, give it a name and click Save. Select the profile you just created and click Edit. There is lots of settings you can change in the profile. The main setting to change is in the Other tab. Under Virtual Controller Settings, change the emulated controller drop-down to DualShock 4. Next, click Save at the top to save your profile. Now, change the selected profile for the controller to the profile you created. You will now have two controllers in Windows. You now need to hide one of the controllers using Hide you installed earlier. First, open the Run command window. Press the Windows key and R key or search for Run. In the Run command window, type joy.corporal in the Open field, and press the Enter key to open the Game Controller's Control Panel tool. In the Game Controllers window, you will see two wireless controllers. One is the Windows installed controller and the other is the DS for Windows Virtual Controller. You need to hide the Windows installed controller by selecting the controller and then clicking the Properties button. You can test the controller on the Test tab. You will see one controller registers an input and the other doesn't register an input. Next, you need to open the hide configuration client you installed earlier. You will find it in your Start menu, either at the top or in the H section. Click on the Devices tab. You will see two controllers listed again, both Sony but with slightly different names. The controller you need to hide should be listed as Sony Interactive Entertainment Wireless Controller. Tick the box next to that controller, and then you must tick the Enable Device Hiding tick box at the bottom of the Devices tab. Then you should see one of the controllers disappear in the Game Controllers window. To make sure you have hidden the right controller, select the remaining controller and click Properties in the Game Controllers window. You should see the controller inputs registering in the Test tab. If you don't see the inputs registering, you have hidden the wrong controller. Go back to Hide, untick the controller you ticked and tick the other one, then test the inputs again. You can now close the hide configuration client and the Game Controllers window. Next, open up Steam. Make sure you close Steam by using the Exit option in the Steam menu, if it was already open or running in the background, and open it again. This is so Steam can recognize the changes to the controller configuration on the PC. There are a few settings you need to change in Steam. Go to Steam Settings via the Steam menu, top left. In Steam Settings, go to Controller, on the left, then click General Controller Settings button, at the top. In the Controller Settings window, the PlayStation Configuration Support setting does not need to be selected as DS for Windows will be handling the controller support. Use the controller or mouse to untick the box or use the arrow keys and Enter key on your keyboard. Please note, if you see two PlayStation controllers in the Detected Controllers section at the bottom of the window, Steam hasn't recognized that a controller is hidden. You may need to restart Steam or check the hide configuration client again. Then close the controller settings window in Steam. This next step is important. It tells Steam what type of controller is being used. Click the Guide button called Configuration button at the bottom of the controller settings page. At the bottom of the Guide button called Configuration page is a Browse Configs button. Click on it to browse the configurations. On the Configurations page, select Templates on the left. Scroll down the Templates page until you find Gamepad with Mouse and Gyro. Select Gamepad with Mouse and Gyro. Then at the bottom of the window click Apply Configuration. Then click the Done button. Close the Settings window. Before I open Apex Legends and show you the PlayStation button icons in-game, I'm going to show the per-game controller settings in Steam. In your Steam library, right-click on Apex Legends and select Properties. Then select Controller on the left. The controller override for Apex Legends is set to use default settings. You do not need to disable the Steam input per game, as you have told Steam to not handle PlayStation configuration support. I will show you this method after looking at the current configuration. Let's open Apex Legends. As you can see, when I pick up the controller, it registers in Apex Legends as a PlayStation controller, showing the correct button icons. Let's see them in-game. As I go into the firing range, showing you how bad I am at Apex Legends, you can see PlayStation controller icons in the game. Now I will show you the alternative method, where Steam handles PlayStation configuration support and you disable Steam input per game, so DS for Windows handles PlayStation configuration support in Apex Legends. Go back to Steam Settings via the Steam menu, top left. In Steam Settings, go to Controller on the left. Then click General Controller Settings button at the top. Use the controller or mouse to tick the box next to PlayStation Configuration Support, or use the arrow keys and Enter key on your keyboard. Then close the controller settings window in Steam. Then click OK to close Steam settings window. In your Steam library, right-click on Apex Legends and select Properties. The controller override for Apex Legends is set to use default settings. If you leave the override setting to use default, Steam will handle the controller and treat it as an Xbox controller with Xbox icons in-game. Let's take a look in Apex Legends. As you can see, we now get Xbox button icons. Let's go back to the library and fix this. Select in the override drop-down, disable Steam input. We have now told Steam to not handle the PlayStation controller and let DS4 Windows handle the controller in Apex Legends. Let's take another look. As you can see, we get PlayStation icons in-game, using both methods.